Okay, I am crashing out and I need somebody to listen to me because I'm tired of bugging my friends with this. So this is going to be a story time about my psycho ex-neighbor who is still torturing me to this day, even though we don't live in the same complex anymore, okay? So listen, please. Okay, we're going to call her Mary, okay? So my husband and I moved above Mary in 2021. The first day we moved in, I'm unpacking, putting things away. My husband is at work, and she comes up to my door and she says, "I'm sorry, I know you just moved in, but can you please turn your music down?" Okay, it's like 11 in the morning. I had all the windows open. There was so much beautiful light. Okay, I'm sorry, the sound travels. So I closed the windows and I turned down the music a little bit, okay? And I was like, a couple weeks go by, we don't hear from Mary at all. She gives me smiles and says hi to my dog. And I was like, okay, so it was just that one instance. Maybe it was a little loud. The apartment had thin walls, whatever. No, that was not it. Then summertime comes, okay? We get an air conditioning unit. It's a standing unit, and every single day, as soon as I would turn it on, she starts banging on the ceiling with her broom. From there, it just escalates. Every time I walk in my apartment, she starts banging on her ceiling with her fucking broom. Every time I'd walk to my kitchen, there was one spot on the floors that would creak. Every time I'd walk on that spot, she'd bang on the ceiling. Every time I'm putting my clothes away and I'm closing my dresser drawers, she bangs on the ceiling. Every time she can hear my radio, she's yelling through the floor, "Shut up! You're too loud! Shut up!" And then it gets worse. Then she resorts to calling the cops on us every single day for almost 2 weeks. Every time I'd wake up and I'd walk to my kitchen to go get water, she's banging on the ceiling. I got woken up at 7 in the morning to cops at my door saying, "Oh, we're getting noise complaints about you." I'm in bed. What do you mean you're getting noise complaints about me? I am in my bed. You woke me up out of my bed. And then they had the audacity to tell me that I need to figure out a way to get along with her. I'm not doing anything. So then I decided I'm done with this. I'm not talking to her anymore. I decided I'm going to get property management involved. So I started recording every time she'd be yelling at us through the floor, every time she's banging on the ceiling, and what we're doing. She's banging on the ceiling, I'm sitting on my couch. She's banging on the ceiling, I'm walking to my fucking kitchen to get water. What am I doing wrong? Then my property management company tells me that she's been complaining about us, but they haven't been telling us because she's done this to the last 3 tenants that lived in my unit. 3 tenants. 3 different people before me that signed that lease that had to deal with this. And they all complained to property management about her. So now I'm saying you need to do something about this. I'm not going to be the one to just sit here and take this. I have all of this video evidence that she's being crazy. You have all of these police reports. I'm not doing anything. So they said, okay, we're going to come to her unit. We're going to listen while you do whatever you're doing. And we're going to hear from her perspective what's going on because maybe it is loud. All right. So they go to her unit. I turn on my air conditioner. My landlord is recording a video to send to me because she was on my side. Okay. She's recording a video to show me what it sounds like. At most, it sounds like a refrigerator humming. Maybe, if that, okay? That's it. It's not loud at all. She's fucking crazy. So then property management tells me, okay, here's what we're going to do. You buy soundproofing. Buy some soundproofing, put it under the air conditioner, maybe put some blankets under it so the vibration isn't as loud and hopefully it won't bother her as much. Okay, so we spent like a couple $100 buying car soundproofing panels to put under the air conditioner. We put them under our bed in our room. We put them behind picture frames. I was trying to soundproof our apartment to please her. It doesn't work. A couple weeks go by. She's still banging and calling the cops on us. All the time, by the way. They're coming to our door weekly, and I have to explain to them the situation every single time. And every single time, they go, "Oh, okay." And they leave. Okay. So then one night at like 8 p.m., we are on our couch watching TV, and I get a knock at my door. I open the door. It's her. She reeks of alcohol, and she's slurring her words. So I'm like, oh, she's about to flip out on us. I pull out my phone. I start recording her. She is going off about how we're the worst neighbors and how I don't even remember what she said because I blacked it out, but she just spews drunk babble on how we are the worst and she doesn't want us to live there anymore and we need to move if we're going to be so loud and we're not considerate and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm just sitting there recording her like, okay, yeah, Okay, whatever. I'm not doing anything. So then I send that video to my property management and I told them, you need to let us out of our lease or you need to evict her. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I cannot deal with the cops coming to my door weekly because of some psycho. Finally, they agreed. They let us out of the lease. We moved out. We moved into this apartment now, and everything was great for 3 years. 3 years. One day, I noticed a car on our street that looks oddly familiar. It's hers. I'm thinking, oh, what is her car doing here? She must be visiting someone, right? She moved into my new complex. She lives by me again. She lives on the other side of my new complex, so I don't have to live right next to her, but I see her all the time going to do laundry, and every time she walks by me, she goes, what? Who did I piss off in this world that this is my karma? I am a good person, okay? I don't know what I did to deserve this, but she fucking lives next to us now. And ever since she moved in, we've been getting so many more emails from this property management company saying, we need to be considerate of our noise in the complex. We need to be considerate of our neighbors. Please turn your TVs down after 10. It's because of her, right? Like, she has to be complaining about the people that she lives next to now. So now, what do? I want to do something. So I'm thinking, should I pull my property manager, who lives right next to me, aside and show her the videos that I have of her? And be like, is this the girl complaining? Is this her? You shouldn't have let her move in here. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. She saw me today walking up the stairs and she's like, I will fight you. I want to like really inconvenience her. Like, I want to do something that's going to make her life really annoying, but I don't want to do anything illegal. What should I do? I need ideas. Thank you for listening if you made it this far. I will have updates for you because I am going to tell my property manager as soon as I see her.
He gave me 2 months to convert to Muslim. People have been asking for a story time of why my trust issues are so bad and the fucked up situation that my ex put me through. So I'm going to attempt to explain it in a straight line, but you're going to have to bear with me. The first night I met him, we got along that well that he ended up going home to get all his clothes and he bought his Xbox. He brought it all to my house and he stayed here for a month, over a month straight. He didn't go home, he stayed here for over a month straight. And because we were together all the time, doing absolutely everything together, it progressed quickly. And like, it got to the point where his mum thought I was his girlfriend, my mum thought he was my boyfriend. When he was on the phone to his friends, he'd be like, I'm with my girlfriend, what's up? So that was the situation. We were going food shopping together, he was paying half the shopping, and we'd get loads of ingredients to do a new meal each night, and we'd cook together. Like, it was proper relationship vibes. It's the Christmas time, and I live alone, and I've got a baby, not his baby, just me and the baby, so I spend Christmas alone here. And he went home, he was trying to get me to go with him, but I'm stubborn, so I ended up staying here. And he messaged me, like, the middle of Christmas Day, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock-ish, and was like, he's still at home, alone. And I was like, yeah. He was like, pack a bag, me and my mum are coming to get you and the baby, and you're staying here tonight. I was like, right, okay. He didn't really give me a choice, so I packed my bags, went anyway, stayed the night. Spent Christmas with his family, it was really nice. Came home the next day, and we spent New Year's, it was me, him, my best friend, and my best friend's boyfriend, so we spent New Year's together, had a really nice night then. We went, did bowling, had a few drinks, whatever. And it got to his birthday. His birthday is the 17th of January, I think, or around then, middle of January. And I put myself in debt for this guy. I missed a month of gas and electric bills so I could buy him presents just to see him smile and make him happy. I got him 2 main presents, the expensive ones, and like, do you know how you can do a hamper of loads of sweets, chocolates? I got all of his favourite stuff, his favourite drinks, and then, you know, like, just the little bits, like socks and stuff. I did that, I set it all up on my bed there, there's a video on my TikTok somewhere. I put balloons all across the room, a big banner across the wall, and I did that for him. Took the presents, went home the next day, and my birthday is the 6th of February, so not even a month after his. Video cut off, but yeah, so first of all, he missed the day. My birthday is the 6th of February. He messaged me on the 7th and said, happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't see me, he didn't come and see me. He messaged me and he said, I've ordered you something. I don't think he ever ordered me anything. All I wanted on my birthday was to see him. I'm not the type of girl that that wants people to spend all the money on me. I hate it. I can't even stand someone buy me a bottle of water because I feel guilty. All I wanted was to spend time with him on my birthday, but that didn't happen. He then missed Valentine's Day. So we've gone from spending all day, every day together for over a month to barely anything. He started coming like once a week, and then it's slowly went like this. He misses my birthday, misses Valentine's Day. Around Christmas, right? He failed to tell me. He could have told me this at the start, before it got deep, but by the point he told me this information, I was in love with him. I loved him. Me and you can't be together because I'm Muslim. And he said, we can only be together if you're Christian and something else. I forgot what the other one was. But I don't know much about religions. I'm not religious. I was christened as a baby, but I'm not religious. And I think there's multiple different Muslim types. I don't know. But he's Jamaican Muslim, so I don't know if the rules are the same to the rest. I don't know. Someone can hopefully tell me in the comments. He gave me 2 months to convert to Muslim to be with him. I didn't want that. I can't force myself to believe in something that I don't believe in. He ended up sitting me down, and he started putting loads of Muslim YouTube videos on, as a way to try and bribe me in, pretty much. And it just started to fizzle out. And then one night, I kind of went into this psychotic mindset. It got to a point where we were barely messaging. But I obviously wanted to message him. He wasn't messaging me as much. He wasn't answering my calls. He wasn't ringing me. I was speaking to him once. One word I would get from him every 2 or 3 days. So by then I was just getting fed up. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was physically draining me. And I've got a whole child to look after. I need to be mentally stable. One night, I thought I couldn't get hold of him. So I thought the worst. I was like, he's somewhere he's not meant to be and he's not answering me. So I called his phone over 120 times. He let it ring and didn't answer. He wasn't ending it. He would just let it ring. So I was there, end ring, end ring, end ring. He blocked my number, blocked my messages, blocked my Instagram. I don't have him on Snapchat, but he has Snapchat, which is a red flag. And so I ended up putting his number into WhatsApp, messaging him on WhatsApp. He read the first couple of messages, and then the rest were going delivered, not reading them. I was spam calling him on there. He ends up blocking me on there. So I'm blocked on everything. He's not giving me no explanation. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We've gone from having such a good day on your birthday to nothing. He sworn to me that he wasn't going to leave. I remember I was sat in bed one night and I seen a notification on his phone of a girl. Why am I getting emotional? No, it's funny. It's just, I'm so angry. I cry when I'm angry, and this happened ages ago. So why am I crying? I'm just angry. But yeah, seen a notification on his phone from a girl, and I went off after that, and he knew something was off. So I ended up having a mental breakdown to him, and he was like, it was my little cousin, she's 15. And so, composure. We ended up having a deep conversation, and we hugged it out. He was like, I'm not gonna leave. Such an idiot. Why am I getting emotional? This happened ages ago. Cut off again. Now I look a mess because I'm crying, but it's not because I'm sad. I think it's because I've never sat down and spoke about it, and it makes me realise I was a fucking idiot. I did all of that to get nothing. This is why I've got trust issues. This is why girls get trust issues. It's diabolical. I actually feel sorry for the next boy I end up with because I come like this.
I've got another story time for you, because you seem to love the last one. Today I would like to tell you about one of the strangest brand collabs I've ever done and why, I will never be working with this brand again. I won't name and shame the brand because I don't really think they're that big and you probably wouldn't know who they are, but it was interesting. Also, to whoever said in that last video that they love like the way I tell a story and how I go through every single individual point so you feel like you were actually there, thank you and I love you. So, this brand collab. Bit of context, it was a clothing brand and they reached out to me, I think through Instagram, like DM, and they wanted to do a little collaboration, just a gift. Oh my God, I thought my curling one was about to fall in my lap. They reached out to me to do a gifted collaboration, so they just send me products and then I create some content for them. Simple as, easy peasy. I regularly do gifted collaborations. I was perfectly happy to, you know, get sent some free clothes, do a little twirl, do a little dance, and yeah, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Just listen to the terms and conditions of this brand collab, like what they negotiated was going to happen. It's laughable, and I can't believe I ever accepted the collab, would never do it now. They said, we'd like 2 TikTok videos from you, maybe an Instagram, like, feed post, like picture and a reel. So initially, that is already quite a lot of content just for a gifted collaboration. I thought, okay, like just how many clothes are they sending me? Like what's the budget? You know, normally a brand will give you say like £200 and they'll be like, just go and shop on the website, get what you want, blah, blah, blah. You need enough to make the right amount of content. Do you know what I mean? They said, oh, we'll give you £35 total. Oh my God. Said we'll give you £35 total basket value. Just go ahead, look through the website, pick what you want and try and create like different outfits. I was like, am I hearing that correctly? Just want to quickly preface by saying I'm in no means saying that I'm ungrateful for what I got or anything. I completely understand that anything I did get, like, it's a privilege to be sent free clothes. I know that. But in the context of how much content they wanted from me, I had to ask. I said, just to be clear, is that all products amounting to £35 or only select products that are up to £35, for example? He said, no, total basket value, everything you get amounts to £35. Now, granted, if on the website their products were, you know, a couple quid each, a £5 at most, yeah, I can definitely make at least 2 full outfits to make 2 TikTok videos, an Instagram reel, which is what they asked for. They wanted me in at least 2 separate outfits, but this, my dear, was not the case. So I headed on over to their website, had a look. Do you think I found anything separately under the price of £35? Did I fuck? I'm sorry, I was like, I think there's been a mix-up here. I definitely haven't read it right. I scrolled through this website for a good 20 minutes, right? I could not find anything that was under £35 just by itself. And like I said, she wanted me to have at least 2 outfits to film, you know, 2 TikToks, Instagram reel, and Instagram post as well in the outfits. I went back to her again and I was like, just to make sure, because I don't think I'm reading it right, completely total basket value has got to be £35. She was like, yep, that's what we agreed. I was like, but I've just checked your website and it would appear that nothing is under £35. So I don't know if there's a bit of miscommunication going on, like what am I supposed to do? I don't know what she said to me. And by the way, this is why I'll not be working with them again. She fully came back to me and said, you could check the sale section. Excuse me? Unless it was pre-arranged that I would be doing a promotion for all of their sale, you know, the stuff that's about to go out of stock. Should not have had to dig through their sale section to find stuff for this huge collaboration with all of this content that they wanted. Since this point, I have essentially trained myself to negotiate better with brands, but as I hadn't back then, I was still a little bit shy, I went along with it. I was like, right, okay, I'll look in the sale section. I managed to find, I think, 2 tops, like a jumper and something else that were, you know, going out of stock, had limited sizes left, weren't coming back, and that is what I had to work with. Bearing in mind, if I'm being honest, the clothes weren't that great, the quality was a bit and I didn't really like the clothes either. I couldn't find anything in my style, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to. I picked a couple things that were pink. I was about as close to my style I could get. They were pink. So I received the products, made the content. I think I actually did slack a bit with the content because I was feeling a bit like, this is a bit iffy. I don't think I made like an Instagram feed, like pictures post, because I just couldn't make the clothes look nice. Honestly, I'm not joking. They weren't my style. They weren't my thing at all. I did make, I think, 1 TikTok, maybe 2, and I think I used that footage for an Instagram reel because I'm not being funny, but I am not making extra footage when, let's be honest, you're not paying me or anything. You made me look in your sales section for clothes for a total basket value of £35. I don't think so. Now you're probably thinking, oh, finally, the nightmare's over. You finished work with them. Just don't work with them again. Like, it was one little fluke. Full context, okay, this was back at the end of last year, I think, when I had my full fringe. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? You can gaslight me into telling me it looked nice if you want to. I don't know. But there was some days where it wasn't styled correctly, and I just felt like I had a bowl cut put on the front of my head. Nobody's fault but mine. I wanted the fringe. Okay, but this was one of those videos where I've looked back on it and been like, oh, do you know what? I look really ugly that day. Like, I'm not pleased with the way I look in that video. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it, okay? Bottom line, ugly. So guess what? The trauma does not end. I am constantly being reminded of that video because I swear every 2 weeks, at least, they repost it. Why? I got rid of the original Instagram DMs for obvious reasons because I didn't want to talk to them again. So I can't actually quite remember if I, you know, then sent them the video. I probably did because I was like, you know what, have it. Like, just now leave me alone. No, they continue to post that video, repost it on their stories, their Instagram feed, on their TikTok. I've seen it. Every time they've got like a new sale coming up, they repost that video and I'm like, please, can I live? Can I live? They also keep running them as ads on TikTok, I'm pretty sure as well, which I think I should be paid for. You're wondering if I still have the clothes? No, I don't. I had to end up taking them to a charity shop because they were just taking up space in my wardrobe. Funnily enough, I actually have a TikTok DM request from them asking to work with me again. I don't think so. Just quickly to all the brands who are actually lovely and negotiable and everything, I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for working with me. But for this brand, and I assume you know who you are, please stop posting that ugly video.
Story time of how I won my boyfriend back after a whole year of being blocked. So, back in 2023, me and Lennon knew each other from school, and I was trying to snap him because he was one of the popular older boys and it was Slay. And then I was like, let me come see you then. So I went and seen him for the first time ever. So we were actually speaking for like 2 months, and then these girls were actually horrible at me and basically made me stop speaking to him. I literally got kicked out the friend group just because I was speaking to him, for no valid reason, by the way. We actually ended up stopping speaking, but it was kind of my fault because I didn't know what to do because I chose friends over Lennon, but like I didn't even end up having any friends, so rookie mistake. Lennon actually ended up blocking me, so I blocked him back for like revenge. Anyway, and I don't think he liked me for the whole year that we weren't speaking, but I still like kind of wanted him, so let's get to that. So one day I was working at Gabrielle's and it was actually kind of weird because what the hell? I just kind of like thought of him and I was like, just F it, I'm gonna ring him. So I rang him, I was like, Lennon, please unblock me. And he was like, why? And why? And then actually he unblocked me but didn't add me, so I was fuming. So then I didn't add him and I was like texting him saying, well, add me then, because I didn't want to add him first. I'm all done, I'm all slay, I'm literally doing nothing. But comment green heart if you want a part 2 of how he actually asked me. It's actually funny AF. But yeah, love yours. It's actually kind of cute though, because the first time we were speaking, I wasn't ready for a relationship, and then when I was finally ready, I kind of knew it was him, so that's actually kind of creepy for me. But anyway, next part. Relating back to what I just said, the only reason I think I must have been thinking of him at that time is because I seen him in the gym, I was staring at him, he didn't even look at me, how rude. Anyway, so then I was messaging him, I was like, well, you're gonna have to come see me and all this, and like he just didn't believe a word I was saying because like we ended on bad terms. So then I asked him to come see me and he was like, yeah, I'm setting off, and then I was like, well, where are you? And he was still in his house. He was like, no, I'm waiting for a lift. I was like, you're a liar. And then I asked my brother to go pick him up. We were sat in the back of the car like all squished up, like awkward, like hadn't seen each other in a year. Anyway, so then after that, we were like still speaking and I was still seeing him, but I don't think he took me seriously like at all, so I was getting frustrated. I was sat messaging him like, Lennon, like, please, I'm being serious. And I went away to Leeds, as you all know if you've watched me for a while, and I actually got my mum on the phone while my mum and Lennon were drunk, and my mum was like, just ask her to be your girlfriend. Just currently editing this video. I just want to add, he asked me about 4 days after that, so it worked, guys. So that is actually just work for it, girls. If you want it, it'll happen. But yeah, now we're in a happy relationship for 6 months and it's actually like the best relationship I've ever had. So my advice is, don't care what girls say, and if you like a boy, then go for the boy.
Hypothetically, let's say your birthday is coming up and you have come up with a theme where everyone has to wear red and you are wearing a red dress. It's now time for you to find your red dress and you go out to go shopping. You get to the store and you're like, hey, do you all sell red dresses? They're like, no, we don't have any red dresses. We have white, we have black, we have blue dresses. We don't have any red dresses. Would you then settle for what they do have? Or would you go to another store until you find your red dress that you know you want that fits your theme for your birthday? Okay. So if you know what you want and you know they don't have it, why are you still there? Go to another store. Go to another store. There's other stores that have what you want, I promise. It's other stores that have red dresses. I promise. I promise. We're not talking about dresses or stores. If you know what you want and you know they don't have what you want, they're not meeting your need, they're not meeting your standards, why are we still there? What are we doing? Okay.
Get ready with me and let's talk about how we just signed a contract on a house next to a crazy neighbor. So basically my husband went over to the house and was just kind of like looking at the progress, and the builder was there, and then a neighbor came over as well that like lives across the street, and they were basically like telling him that the lady that lives right next to us is crazy. And I'm talking like she lives right next to us. Like you could probably reach your hand out of the window and touch her hand at the other window coming out of her house. So we're real close. But anyways, right across the street from us, there's like a family that has like an inflatable business. Like they do like the blow up slides and stuff like that. And I only know that because when we drove by, they like had some of them up in the backyard. But apparently they are like right across the street from her. Apparently she has called the cops on them 280 times. 280 times. You got that right. 280 times. Like, could you be more insane? 280 times is an insane amount of times. And I literally do not know what she's calling the cops on these people for. I have no idea because we haven't talked to them. But the neighbor that came from across the street, he said that she had just recently called the cops on him for parking in the street. But apparently she calls the cops on everybody. This is where it gets juicy, okay? So I'm like a little detective, okay? If you're a girl, you know, like if we need to find something, we're gonna find it and we're gonna be good at finding it, okay? So I'm at home yesterday and I'm like, I feel like I need to know who this lady is, right? Because people are saying she's crazy, and you know, I don't know her, so maybe she's not crazy, you know, but I'm a little crazy myself and I need to know who she is, right? Like I am so nosy and these people are all talking about her, so I'm like, I need to find out who she is. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be the little detective that I am, and I am going to go online and I'm gonna look up the address. So I didn't even know the address of her house, but I know the address of our house. So I kind of like went number by number looking it up and then looking it up on Google Maps, and then eventually I found the address to her house. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look this up online and see like who owns it. So I tried looking through our like county records to find it. I couldn't find it that way, so I just like searched in Google like the address, our city, and that's when I found her name and her husband's name, and then it's obviously like listed under the house, so that's how I found it. Which this is all like public record, like it literally was just a Google search. So from there I'm like, okay, I need to find this lady on Facebook, right? Because I'm like, I just want to know what she looks like. I don't know, I'm a little bit nosy, I'm just curious, right? So I go on Facebook and I search her name, and I'm really not like finding anybody that lives in our area. Like any of the people with the same name, like they all live like out of state, and so I'm like, it definitely can't be these people. And I like went through all of those people's like photos and stuff, and like, you know, none of them like correlated to the town that we live in. Listen, at this point I was determined, so I wasn't stopping until I found this lady, okay? I was gonna keep searching, and so I did just that. I kept searching on Google and I typed in like her name, the address, our city, and everything, and I'm kind of like searching through those. Different links like pop up, and the first link that popped up was like basically a Facebook post from a local like news station, and I like read it, and then in like the bottom part of the link gives kind of a description of like, you know, what you're gonna click on, and at the very bottom it had her name, and then it was like basically a comment that she had left. So it was like the beginning of a comment. So I clicked on that Facebook post and I went like scrolling through the comments to see if I could find that comment because it had her name on it. And Facebook post that the news had posted was a local news channel. It was about like a shootout for our town. So anyways, I scrolled all the way down, and of course I found a comment from a lady that has her same name, and the comment was just like talking about how lazy our police department is, I guess. And this like Facebook profile doesn't have like any pictures of her, so it was just like a random profile picture, and I clicked on it and I scrolled through. There's literally no pictures of her, so I don't know what she looks like. But as soon as I got onto that profile, I knew it was her because one, that person with that profile lives in our town, clearly. And then two, the first thing that I saw on the profile was these reviews that she had left. One was like for McDonald's, and then another one was for Burger King. And it was just like a huge long paragraph of her complaining, like basically exactly what you would expect from someone that calls the cops on someone 280 times. It was just like her saying how pitiful that McDonald's is, and how awful the Burger King is, and how horrible the management is, and yada yada yada, you get it, okay? So I'm like, okay, this has got to be her. So then I start scrolling through her posts because why wouldn't I keep scrolling through them? And then like the first like few posts are like screenshots of someone messaging a woman, right? And I didn't realize, so I just like kept scrolling. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm just scrolling because I'm trying to make sure this is her, right? Well, I get like a few posts down, and she posts something talking about, I go to work and tell all of my coworkers that I love my wife, and then I come home and tell her that I don't love her anymore. And then she put hashtag like the initial of her husband and then the last name of her husband. And I only know that because whenever I was looking for her name, it showed his name, and it was the same initial that she posted in that hashtag, okay? So then I'm like, okay, this is getting juicy, right? So then I like keep going. Okay, so basically, here's the gist. So her husband cheated on her, apparently, with someone from a different country, and the screenshots that she was posting with those messages are between him and the woman that he cheated with, I guess. That's what I'm assuming, okay? This is all alleged. Based on what I saw on her profile, okay? She posted something about like being married to him for 20 years and then him leaving, and then she posted that he moved to that said country, okay? So I guess he cheated on her. He left her because he said he didn't love her anymore, and then he moved to that country to be with the woman that he was cheating with, and now he's like wanting a divorce. Apparently, that is all that I found in this like Facebook page that's hers, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, clearly she's having a hard time, right? She's clearly not in a good headspace. But I did not expect my detective skills to bring me that much tea, okay? Then I found a post about how she pays so much in taxes, and how people are parking on the street and covering the fire hydrants, and how the police don't want to do anything about it because of their good old boy mentality or whatever. So then I'm like, okay, I know this is her because the neighbor from across the street said that she called the cops on him because he parked in the street. So it's all lining up, and I'm almost like 99% sure this is her, right? Okay. And so I just kept scrolling, okay? And there was some really crazy, questionable posts in there. One being that she believes mothers should be able to eat their young. I don't know what that means. I do not know. And I will post a screenshot right here. I do not know what that means, okay? Weird. And then there was another one that she reposted that said, hexing because murder is illegal. So here's that one. A little bit disturbing, to say the least. So basically, now I'm like, what should I do? Should I bake her some cookies like when we move in? Should I take her some cookies? Should I be nice and take her some cookies? Because I'm like, I low-key kind of feel bad, but also at the same time, like, what's going on? Like, what? Are you okay? Like, mothers eating their young, like, are we good? And apparently she's already gotten into a fight with our builder as well. So I'm like, thank you for telling us that before we signed our contract. And that literally did not even cross my mind before we like signed for the house, like thinking about the neighbors. Like, I'm like, there's no way like anybody could be that bad. Like, it's not a big deal, you know? Definitely not something that was on my mind. However, this house is like so beautiful, so it's definitely like a dream house for us. So like, you know, a little crazy neighbor next door isn't gonna deter us, but that was definitely not in my bingo cards. You know, do we want to like take bets to see like what she's gonna call the cops on us first for? Better believe if she starts calling the cops on us, baby, I'm just gonna be calling the cops right back on you, because we're not doing that. No thank you. No thank you. I hope that that's not an issue, but you guys, I'm literally so scared. But I'm like, okay, we're gonna have cameras, like we're gonna do the whole 9 yards. You're gonna be good, but like, oh my gosh, a little bit scary. She also had posts talking about like how Amazon always like messes up her packages and yada yada yada. I feel like there's a common theme and she just likes to complain. However, I really hope that it's not something I have to deal with, because I get too stressed out for this. I have too much going on for this. I do not need the stress in my life. So hopefully she doesn't see this video. Hopefully she's never watching this, because that would also be embarrassing. But if you are, hi, let's be friends. We can be cordial. Let's be good neighbors to each other. I'll bring you cookies. Like, you know, we can have a good time. Oh my gosh. You guys, wish me luck. I will definitely keep you guys updated. Hopefully this is not an issue that we have to deal with. We won't be moving into our house until like late December, so we got some time to not have to deal with this, but I really hope that it doesn't come to that, because oh my god, I don't have the capacity for that. But from what I've heard, it's a little crazy over there. Anyways, thanks for letting me rant with you guys, vent with you guys. I hope you guys have the best day. Bye.
I am alive, I have made it, I have landed. However, I'm having a very shit time, so let's get into it. I arrived at Cyprus at about 12 o'clock at night. We are 2 hours ahead, which meant that we woke up at 6 a.m, British time, 8 a.m, Cyprus time. Anyways, let's talk about my flight, because my flight has traumatized me for life. I was very luckily granted the window seat, okay? My dad let me have the window seat. Mum, sister and brother had their own little bit, like, whatever, cool. Now, we flew, obviously, with Jet 2. Not business, not first class. Ooh, fucked up there, my friend. Really fucked up there. And the flight was meant to be 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours. Now, the flight ends up being around 6 hours. The flight ends up being around 6 hours because of air traffic. What the fuck is air traffic? You have every part of the universe and you're telling me there's air traffic, okay? Okay. And I kid you not, okay, it got dark on our plane about halfway through the flight. The lights didn't get turned off until the last 10 minutes. I could not fucking sleep. I couldn't. Anyways, in front of me and behind me, I had 2 little boys, okay? Not a paedophile, don't you worry. As much as I wanted to smack the shit out of these children, I didn't, because they're kids. Anyways, these 2 little boys basically both had some weird, like, not wanting to sit still sort of thing. And I'm all for kids being leery on a flight, okay? I understand it, kids are excited. However, there's a certain point in time where a kid should not be smacking himself against a fucking chair for 6 hours. I had the boy behind me kicking my chair and the boy in front of me kicking his chair. I could not sleep. I couldn't put my face on the windowsill because it wasn't comfortable. My sleep mask did nothing because it was too light. So the second I tried to actually rest and put my face on something, I got kicked, basically. And I won't lie to you, that was not enjoyable. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fun. It really wasn't fun. And all I could think about was, the second I get off that plane, I need a fucking puff so bad. And like, don't get me wrong, we landed pretty fast. Like, once we got off the plane, we were out, basically. Like, getting our bags and then going through customs was so fast. Like, so fast. But that little time period of waiting for everyone to get on the coach, I don't know why people are so fucking slow. Like, I don't know. It hurts me to be slow. Like, I'm not being funny. We were waiting people for like half an hour. It got to 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. I meant to make things even better. I got the giggles at night time, so we didn't go to bed until about like 4 because I was up laughing my fucking face off. Since my parents' room, that little door leads onto my sister's and my brother's room. 3 beds on the floor next to each other. And like, I'm not being funny. We were told that we were going to have a bunk bed for me and my sister and brother, and then we were going to have a big bed for me, okay? So when I walked into the room and saw 3 single beds on the floor next to each other, okay, no. We paid a lot of money for this holiday. A lot of money, okay? And that's ignoring the fact that we need to eat our worth of 9 grand in food in total, because that's how much the holidays cost us, and the whole point is that we eat more food than what it costs us. Now, the hotel is nice, okay? It's a very nice hotel. people are friendly, very nice service, and also like the pools have like bars in them, so you can like go and swim to a bar. However, I am a little bit irked off at the fact that they aren't letting me drink. Okay, drinking age here is 17, the hotel is 18. Explain that to me. So all of these bottomless drinks that would have helped me get our money's worth are not welcome to me, basically, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm gonna get over it. I miss my cat. I miss you guys. I miss my fucking privacy, okay? I miss my privacy. But the best part is, because we are 2 hours behind in England, obviously I am very used to being up 2 hours later, you know? So this is 2 hours earlier, so I think it will help fix my sleep schedule, because that's bum cheeks at the moment, I won't lie to you. I am annoyed that there is no ring light. I know, the luxuries, right? I'm also really annoyed at the fact that, like, I don't have everything I need. You get what I'm saying? My music, not here. It's definitely not the easiest holiday to, like, vlog on, because I haven't got my own privacy and everything, but I'm gonna try and make it work for you guys. Try. Don't hold me against that if it doesn't work out. Like, be so real, I have no control over that. But also another thing that's really getting on my nerves is the fact that all of my makeup is in bags, and the only vanity we have is like my mum's one. So I'm sat here having to do my makeup before everybody else comes back for lunch, and then everybody else is going to come back, and I obviously can't film because people's privacy. So yeah, and also my makeup is not serving because I've got a mirror in front of me, and I obviously cannot see very well because my ring light normally shines everything onto my face. However, once again, that's like the luxuries, okay? So luxuries of life. I'm on holiday. The whole point is I'm gonna get a tan. I spent pretty much the whole day at the pool so far. We got there at, I think, 8, and then we had breakfast, and then we went straight to the pool. And I think for like an hour we had it to ourselves, and then everybody else sort of like woke up and got out, and now it is full. And I had a football thrown at my face. I had it thrown at my face. And also what shocked me is at the airport, I met a lot of people that watched my TikToks, and I have one thing to say to you. If you met me while that makeup was still on my face, I am sorry. That was the worst makeup known to man, okay? I promise you I know how to do makeup. That was just a really bad day. I don't know what the fuck's going on, I'll be so real. Something about going to a holiday ruins everything for me, okay? It does. Like, it's almost as if my soul heard the word holiday and then just decided, you know what? We're gonna ruin it for you. We're gonna make all your makeup peel off your face. We're gonna make sure that when you're at the airport, you look like shit, okay? And I won't lie to you, there is some pretty fine shites at this fucking hotel, okay? There is. However, I look like a drowned rat in the pool without makeup on, and when that football hit my face, okay, while I was trying to swim gloriously to seduce everybody, it didn't work, because I got a mouthful of fucking football. Yeah, a mouthful of football. Now, luckily enough, I did my lash clusters last night. My dad was not appreciative of that at all, but I did them last night, which means I don't really have to do mascara, so that's okay, I guess. And I am intrigued about lunch. Breakfast was pretty not exciting. Definitely not worth waking up that early for, that's for sure. I do have high hopes for lunch and for dinner, but the worst part was that me and my mother went for a little stroll because there are different pools in the area. And one of these pools were private. So people obviously like had like a membership here or something. And it was called the Serenity Pool, and we just thought like no kids. A pool for no children, more peaceful. No, it was a private pool, and the stares that me and my fucking mother got as if we were hobos, okay? Hobos that had broken into the fucking place was awful. Like, gut-wrenchingly awful. And then to top it all off, I've also come to the harsh realisation that my sunglasses are appalling. Like, I won't lie to you, not rizzing in that shit. Right, I'm going to do my eyeliner, I'm going to do my lips, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back. Okay, my makeup is done. Obviously, you don't get a very good view of it because the lighting here is fucking awful. However, this is how my makeup looks outside. It is hot as hell, by the way. We've arrived in the middle of like a heat wave because there's been like fires, and if you can hear that, I don't know what that is. That's the heat. That is not the heat. What? That sounds like some sort of bug, but we haven't discovered that yet. We are going to go exploring after lunch, but yeah.
Get ready with me while I tell you some horror stories from my old job. I used to work at this pretty well-known retail jewellery and piercing store that you can find at most Westfields and shopping centres. I'm sure if you put two and two together you can figure it out. I was a manager at this store for just over a year and a half, so I have seen and heard plenty from this company. So we would do piercings with guns, and we were trained one night for 2 hours, and then we were fully qualified to do piercings on fucking anyone. It was so bad. While I was manager, I had a staff member do a piercing on a customer and they completely butchered it. It was not centered at all, and the customer obviously got really upset, which is so fair. I had called my regional manager just in a stress because obviously this had never happened before. I was 21 and the customer was screaming at us, and the regional manager told me I wasn't able to give them a refund, which I then had to relay to the customer, which obviously didn't go down great. So with this store, when you're a manager or assistant manager, you had to be in the store by yourself for close and open sometimes. So if you needed to go to the toilet, it was just stiff shit. There was a time where I was at an A-grade store, which is a super popular store, and I was closing alone on a Sunday and I was busting for the toilet, but I had a shop full of customers, so obviously I wasn't able to go. I had seen another worker from a different store in the Westfield come in and was looking with her daughter, and I was like, hey, look, I really need to go to the toilet. Do you mind just minding the store for a few minutes? Obviously, sue me. That is a terrible thing to do because I'd never met this person before. I'd literally just seen them walking around the shopping centre every day. But yeah, nothing happened, which was good. But yeah, if I closed the store, I would get in trouble. And to get permission, you had to beg. And I just did not have the time for that because I had a shop full of customers. There was a time where I had a really bad UTI and I literally nearly pissed myself out the back. Like, I nearly peed myself. God forbid if I had to walk through the shops after that. Would have not been good. While I was in my assistant manager position, we had hired externally for a manager, which, if you know, in that retail sort of thing, if you've not had experience in the store, it can be really difficult. Just was the worst decision they could have ever made. Most of our employees were quite young, no one really over the age of 25, so them hiring a 40-year-old woman was definitely not on any of our bingo cards, but you know, we were optimistic to the idea. From the beginning, I just had a really off vibe about this person, and so did a few other of my staff members, so we weren't really too keen on the idea of having her be our manager. This lady loved smoking cigarettes, which is again fine, but you know that awful smell when someone tries to cover it up with cheap perfume and it just smells 10 times worse? It was that every single day and in front of customers, which is gross. I had came in one morning after she'd closed the night before and the store stunk like cigarettes. I had to go to the till to go count up the till, and I saw some tissue paper wrapped up in the bin with cigarette ashes in it and a cigarette butt. I was appalled because why are you smoking cigarettes inside a shopping centre for starters, but in a store where there's children? Like, that is disgusting. We all were begging our regional and state manager to fire her, but there wasn't enough proof that she smoked inside the store, so they didn't let her go, but she ended up being let go a few months later for stealing. There was a time as well where we had to stay back after shift and scrub the floors because they needed to be done and they hadn't been done in years. So I had to convince my little 16-year-old staff members after school to come and work and scrub the floor. They all weren't available because they were studying, which is so valid. I just ended up having to take it on the chin and do it myself. There was a time where I literally did not get home till 12:30 in the morning after working since 7 o'clock that day. We had to literally scrub the floors on our hands and knees and send a finished photo after we were done to our regional managers for them to check before we could leave. And I don't know if this is normal in other retail stores as well, but after stock take, we would have to send a photo to our regional manager and it would have to be approved before we could leave. So there'd be times where some of us girls had to do split shift and then come back and do stock take, and we wouldn't get let off until about 11:30 p.m, which is fucking crazy. I have so many other stories, so if you guys want to hear more, let me know, but that's all for now. Thanks.
Get ready with me while I tell you about my toxic relationship. I was just coming out of a long-term, really stable, healthy relationship of like 4 years, and I just wanted to have some experiences and get myself out there. So that's why I got on this dating app. My friends were like, just try it, just try it. So we met, and he was a little bit older, which was a newer experience for me. And I kind of was like, oh, this is so fun. Like, this is going to be, it was going into summer. This was going to be a really fun summer fling. He had a car, so we would go on these long drives upstate, and I just felt so free, and I was having fun. And I was like, this is exactly what I needed. That was my first mistake, was this should have been a summer fling. What happened was it rolled into fall. And let me tell you right now, because it's summer, for all of my girlies that are in summer flings, if you let it continue into the fall, it will become a relationship. And some things are just meant to be what they are, a summer fling, a fun time, and nothing more. So the summer fling turns into a full-blown relationship, and basically what that feels like is like you've overstayed your welcome at a party. What you want to do with a summer fling is you want to end it on a high note, like a party. You don't want to necessarily be the last one there, leave when things are good, before things start to get messy at 2 a.m., you know what I mean? So now I'm in it, I'm fully in it, and there's constant drama, which is first red flag, because my stable relationship, there was none of that. We're up, we're down, we're sideways, we're doing backflips, we're all around. It's a roller coaster ride. And when it's good, it's so good, and the highs are so high. And when it's not so good, very low lows. So basically, I just got addicted to this roller coaster ride, and I could not get off of it for the life of me. It would break up, we'd get back together, and it was kind of like weaning yourself off of a drug. When we finally broke up, even though I knew it was the right decision, I knew it wasn't healthy, there was still this part of me that weirdly missed it. And I missed those intense feelings. I thought that we could still be friends and still be cordial, but those types of relationships, I think no contact is the best way to go. And that is what finally healed me, was just going cold turkey.
When I tell you this shit literally only happens to me, it only happens to me. Last night, I'm coming home from a photo shoot that I did in my hometown. I'm driving back home and I need gas, so obviously I stop at the closest gas station that's about 3 minutes from my house, park my car at a gas pump, and I go to walk in. I'm on the phone with one of my friends. This car starts honking at me, and I'm like, know who the hell's honking at me, like, you're making me nervous. And it's two of the girlfriends that I've gone to school with. I went to high school with them, and so obviously I'm gonna stop and mingle with them because I haven't seen them in a hot minute. We're talking for maybe like an hour. We had a debrief. We were having a debrief in the middle of the gas station parking lot, because what else do you do? To like paint the picture of like how our car was, they were both inside of the car and I was on the driver's side, like with the door open, just standing there. People are coming and going, they're parking, they're getting gas, they're doing whatever they need to do. We saw a few people that we knew. As I'm standing there, these two grown men who looked like they just got done cooking at a meth lab pull up in their little shit box, running on donuts. They go inside, get their snacks, come back out, and they're sitting in their car for like a hot minute. And we didn't pay any mind to them, because why would we? It's a small town, and we're minding our business, so you should just be minding yours. You know, what men are unpredictable, and why would they ever leave you alone? You know what I'm saying? They start yelling at us, and I'm like, now, one thing about me, I hate men, and especially hate stupid men. Because why are you yelling at 3 young girls in a parking lot at night for no reason? We all look like we could be like 17. Let me stop you while you're ahead. They're yelling at us, and I'm like, I know they're not right now. Like, I know they're not right now. I turn, and before I can even like register what they're saying, I'm immediately shutting it down. And so I'm like, no, like, y'all can go, like, please leave. And I'm like motioning for them to leave. They're not getting the hint, obviously, because they're men. And they're like, no, we don't mean no disrespect, And I'm like, okay, well, like, no. And they're like, we just wanted to say that y'all were beautiful. Okay, like, we know that, like, carry on, like, you're creeping me out, right? And he's sitting there, and I told him, I'm like, okay, well, like, whatever, like, we have boyfriends, like, please leave. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's 9 o'clock at night, and we're 3 young girls at the gas station, and you are grown men we don't know, and it seems very sketchy. I'm not trying to judge a book by its cover, but in today's day and age, you kind of have to judge a book by its cover, right? I'm like, no, like, please leave. It's about the 5th time I've told you leave. So the driver's kind of getting the hint. He's being really respectful, and he's like, we don't mean no disrespect. Like, y'all a good group. Again, no. Go. The passenger, who is missing all about maybe 15 teeth, bumping his gums. Literally. You need to learn how to take a compliment. Sitting there be like, well, you know, I really don't need it. So why don't you go ahead and get your buddy home? Y'all be safe. Have a nice night. And he's sitting there being like, no, you just a bitch. Buddy, calm down. I'm not trying to hurt your little feelings by telling you no. It's never that serious. And he's sitting there and he calls me that and I said, oh, thank you. Like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. Still talking shit, because men never stop, right? The driver's trying to like back up, get out of the situation because he's kind of gotten the hint that I'm not feeling this at all. I'm still standing outside of the car. The passenger is now hanging outside of his car, still being loud, talking shit, like just not getting the hint. Like, I've told you no and to leave about 10 times now. I said, you need to get home. Go home. Leave us alone. He says something about my house, and I immediately just see red. I know this crackhead is not trying. I thought that he said that he was going to pull up to my house. Like, I thought he was saying, I'm going to go to your house. No, you're not. No, you're not. I dare you. Literally dare you to pull up. Please do. Please do. Before I can process what he's saying, because again, he's got about 5 teeth in the front row, pronouncing words is probably a little difficult for him. As he's talking, I say, what the did you just say? Hangs out his car, and I think, because again, it's a shit box, and they're obviously meth heads, I think that his car door doesn't work. So I think he's reaching for the door to like get out, and so I'm immediately like, all right, this is about where it's about to go. Like, we're about to get into it. I'm about to have to fight a meth head at the gas station. He's like, I could afford your whole house. Are we sure about that? Because y'all are running on donuts right now. You can't even afford dental care. So I don't think you can afford my house. Being like, go home, like leave us alone. He said, you're nothing but a dumb blonde bitch. And I said, and what about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I paid for it, proud. And I'm only maybe a level 10. So calm down. I'm just like, the audacity of men. Like, you get 1 no, 1 ounce of rejection, and you're immediately taking to defiling a woman and tearing her down and verbally assaulting her. I don't get it at all, but whatever floats your boat. But instead of going like to the driveway, like to take them onto their road, they decide to go the long way and drive like around us. So they still have their windows down. I'm sitting here being like, are y'all still talking shit? Pop over the hood of the car. They're driving past us, windows down, still yelling at us. So I obviously yell back a few like not so nice words. After that happens, another car pulls up a little, maybe about 15 minutes later. People that we knew of, it's a small town, like I said, trying to figure out like who exactly it is. I knew that there were people in the backseat of the car. And I told my friend, I was like, there's people in the back seats, like just like be careful how much you're staring. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, okay. These 2 girls in the back seat probably think that we're sitting there looking at their crack-headed boyfriends, think that we want something. We don't. Like, one of us is engaged, the other one's in a relationship. Like, I don't know what you think that we want from that. She goes to roll down her window. She's got this stank, like, nastiest look on her face. She looks at me, and I just look at her through the window. She gets the window, like, halfway, and I look at her, and then she rolls it back up. I wish you would. I wish you would. Like, you only knew. I decide maybe I should pay for my gas and get out, because that's, you know, it's enough for me tonight. And I tell the cashier, I'm like, yeah, I was wondering why, like, you couldn't hear anything in here. He was like, what? Me and my friends were getting, like, yelled at by these 2 grown men in the parking lot. I didn't hear anybody come out to check on us. It was a little weird. He's like, oh, yeah, like, I heard yelling, and I didn't know what it was. Let me get this straight. You hear yelling outside, and you obviously know that it's a girl's voice, and you don't come outside to check. What if I was getting abducted? Like, like, can we take a minute in there, and I'm just looking at him like, I'm like checking around like, huh? He's sitting there being like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, thanks for asking now. Maybe like pay attention and like keep an eye out. It's just so crazy that, number one, grown men can't take no, especially from young girls, and read the situation and just decide to like leave it alone. And then also just for another person to hear like all this going on and you don't necessarily understand the whole situation and you're not coming outside to check. When you know it's young girls, like, it was insane to me. Moral of the story is, I hate men. Obviously, what's new? And crackheads are everywhere. So be careful, because you never know when you're going to have to get into a verbal altercation with them. Story time about the time that my dad made me go to school with no bra on, no nothing, yeah. Like 7th grade, I was at my dad's this week, so we switch on and off. And this week I was there, and I remember one morning for breakfast, my stepmom had made oatmeal, and at the time I could not do oatmeal. I couldn't do it. It was like a weird like texture thing. It would make me gag every time I ate it. And I wake up and she's like, oh, okay, your breakfast is in the kitchen. Go in there and it's oatmeal. And I've already expressed that, like, I hate oatmeal, like I can't do it. So I sit down. I try to eat it. I'm trying to eat it. I'm literally sitting there and I'm gagging. I'm trying not to throw up. I'm literally, like, I'm hot, but just, like trying to eat this food. Mind you, I literally rolled out of bed and walked straight into the kitchen to eat. Because our rule was you had to eat first and then go get dressed. Sitting there, and I'm literally, like, holding back tears trying to eat this oatmeal. I can't do it. My dad's coming in there every, like, 10 minutes being like, you're running out of time. Like, you better eat that oatmeal. You're going to get in trouble. Like, you're not going to have time to get ready. And I'm sitting there being like, please don't make me eat this. And he's like, you need to eat your breakfast. Like, come on, let's go. I ended up sitting there for a good 30, 45 minutes maybe. And I have not eaten, like, all of this oatmeal. So, at this point, my sister has already finished her food, gone to go get ready. And it's about time for us to have to leave. Like, we've got to go to school. So my dad comes in there and he's like, come on, like, let's go. Like, we're leaving for school. You need to, like, let's go. Fear in my face. Complete fear. Because I'm like, I'm not ready to go. I haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't brushed my hair. I don't have makeup on. I don't even have a bra on. What are we doing? And so I'm like, Dad, no, I have to get dressed. Please let me go get dressed. And he's like, no, like, you should have ate your food and you should have gotten ready. So immediately I'm like, oh my God. I'm literally going to get made fun of. I'm going to be the laughing stock of my school because I'm going to go to school with my little prepubescent boobs and everybody's going to make fun of me. I run into my room and I'm trying to, like, shove clothes into my backpack so I could, like at least have something to change into. I'm trying to go and brush my teeth. My dad's like, no, like, we're leaving now. Like, get in the truck. Let's go. I have, like, running shorts on, like, a tank top or something. Like, obviously not in dress code at all whatsoever. I'm like, Dad, no, like, I'm going to get in trouble if I wear these. Like, I can't wear these shorts. And he's like, no, like, you should have thought about that. You should have ate your food. Like, let's go. And luckily my stepmom was like, no, like, she really will get in trouble if she wears that. Like, and you're just going to have to drive back up there and go take her shorts or pick her up. So my dad's like, okay, change your pants. So I changed my pants, right? Shoved my bra into my backpack. Pretty sure, I know I shoved my hairbrush in there. I don't remember if I had time to brush my teeth or if I think I ended up having to brush them at school. In the truck, I don't even remember what outfit I had managed to throw together in my, like, backpack, but I know the shoes did not match. I know those shoes, because they were just, like, tennis shoes I could throw on easily. Really, like, just, like, preparing for the mental anguish that this day is going to be, because I know it's going to be horrendous. Right, it's going to be terrible. The way my middle school was set up was you would get dropped off in the corridor line and you had to walk, and where you would walk to the door to go inside was, like, the commons area, which is where everybody was eating breakfast. So I want you to imagine little 7th grade me walking in with no bra. I'm having to walk in like this with my backpack full of stuff to, like, get ready, right? I'm walking in, tears in my eyes, trying to, like, look normal so nobody looks at me. I wanted to... Yeah. I don't know what, like, fear frozen face I had on. But one of my friends, Hannah, shout out Hannah, thank you so much, queen, sees me and she comes up to me and she's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm obviously like, not okay. Like, I'm really not okay. Like, this is not okay. Like, do I look okay? Like, look at me. She takes me to the bathroom. I'm gathering myself, calming down. And as I'm getting ready, I had to get ready in, like, the cafeteria bathroom. I change in the stall, and there's girls coming in and out of there. So I'm sobbing, crying, trying to get ready, and I just know that they were all judging the hell out of me. I know that they were judging me, but at this point, I really didn't care. I throw my clothes on, and the shirt that I had found was absolutely horrendous with the pants. It was not cute. And mind you, people were wearing makeup in middle school, and I didn't have time. I didn't have time to throw it in my bag, so I just didn't have makeup to wear. So I know I was running around looking like what we would call in the South a ragamuffin, like in 7th grade. Old enough to know how to clothe myself, but I just couldn't. I didn't have time because I had to go to school because I didn't eat my breakfast because it was going to make me throw up if I would have ate it. I was literally sobbing, crying in hand. I was like, it's okay. Helping me fix my hair, brush my teeth, put my bra on, get dressed. Like, it was a very rough day. Did I learn anything from that? That I didn't like oatmeal for a while. And I think my parents learned that too. And I think I ate cereal for a really, really long time. Cereal or eggs. I didn't eat oatmeal for the longest time. And I still can't eat oatmeal to this day unless there's, like, a crap ton of sugar in it. Because the texture just throws me off. That was the time I had to go to school with no bra on. And it was great. It was not great. It was actually horrendous. But it's okay, because it built my character a little bit. I don't know if I needed my character built any, but it built my character. So I guess that's great, right?